Welcome to my beginner's guide for the MMORPG Corepunk. Before we get started with this guide, know that I will be dividing it into chapters so you can navigate more easily to find the chapters that interest you the most. Also, you'll find a link in the description that leads to my blog, so you can also find this guide there. This guide in written form if you prefer to follow it that way. In any case, before we start, feel free to let me know in the comments if you play Corepunk, if you are progressing well, what level you are, and which class you have created. I would be curious. Thank you very much for your thumbs up, sharing and subscription. It means a lot. Now let me offer you a guide, some tips and tricks to help you get started in your first hours of playing Corepunk. It's a game that's made in an old-fashioned, somewhat old-school style, where you're not helped everywhere, you're not on autopilot, so no, it's not going to tell you, go here, collect this, that, or this. It's up to you to carefully read the information given to you, provide power, especially by talking to NPCs to progress in the quests, for example. So this guide is designed to help you start off in this vast universe by giving you key tips and information to get off to a good start. Here's a simple thing. Many of you ask me, Kaz, is the game available in French? Yes. Set your game to French. Okay, before launching the game, make sure to set it to French. To say the option is located in the launcher at the bottom left of the interface next to the service selection. But once in the game, you'll create your character. Feel free to make whatever pleases you most. Then you'll enter the lively world of Corepunk. Be aware that health regeneration only occurs around campfires. In Corepunk, there is no passive health regeneration between battles, so always make sure to have food with you. Recover some health points between fights, especially during explorations or when venturing far from safe zones. Around towns and NPC camps, you'll find campfires, but you can also have campfires in your inventory that you can place anywhere in the world to regenerate. So in Corepunk, it's important to know how to flee from a fight. If you find yourself facing an enemy or a group of enemies that are too powerful, no, it is sometimes wiser to flee rather than risk death. Death in Corepunk is a waste of time because it sends you back to a respawn point and makes you lose time recovering your belongings. Moreover, enemies can be too strong at the beginning of the game, so it is better to wait until you are better equipped or more experienced before facing them. The loss of an item upon death, let's talk about it. An important feature in Corepunk is the loss of a random item from your inventory when you die. This can be frustrating, especially if you lose a rare or valuable item. Therefore, it is strongly advised to deposit your most precious resources in the bank before heading out for exploration or into battle. Combat, this will help you avoid losing these items upon death, allowing you to keep the valuable things you've accumulated. The importance of exploration. Don't hesitate to step off the dirt paths, the predefined trails to explore nature. It's advisable to search every crate, bag or abandoned barrel you come across, because you will often find useful resources there, Shako. Besides resources, exploration allows you to meet NPCs outside cities who can offer you quests as well as interesting items for sale. Do not underestimate the importance of exploration, as it can bring you unexpected rewards. Another very important thing in the game is to talk to the NPCs. The NPCs in Corepunk are not only there to give you quests, but they are also a source, valuable information about the game's lore, and can inform you about places to visit. So take the time to talk to every NPC you meet, because they can provide you with hints about areas of interest or upcoming events in the game. It's also common for an NPC the first time you meet them not to have quests to offer you. But when you level up, if you talk to them again, you'll see they'll have quests to offer you. So you should talk to them regularly. Don't overlook the quests. Quests are an excellent way to progress in Corepunk. They provide the most experience points. They still give you more experience points than mindlessly bashing mobs outside the cities. They are often the main source of experience and can also offer important rewards such as crafting recipes, rare resources or gold. Don't leave any quests aside, because even the smallest missions can prove very useful for progressing. Consider adding markers on the map. In Corepunk, there is no automated navigation system. It's up to you to take notes and add markers on the map based on the information you gather. There's a small icon at the bottom left of the map shaped like a pin. You click on it, you place it anywhere on the map and can add a label. It will be saved, and each time you restart your game or log into Corepunk, you will always have your personal points of interest recorded. As I was saying, playing, make sure to listen to the NPCs. They will give you details on places to explore or quests to accomplish, and thus you will be able to add markers on your map based on the information you have received. You can also use the chat to note down markers shared by other players. That's a really good source of information, so always make sure to keep an eye on the chat. The chat is a place where players share information. Remember, we're in a game that is really English speaking, but people will often chat in English to share tips and personal markers. That's why many players exchange information. You might see someone asking where to find a rose or where to find a certain NPC's guitar for a quest, and often others will respond, okay, including a landmark in their sentence. By checking the chat, you will be able to discover points of interest and landmarks shared by other players, and you can save them yourself afterward. So in Corepunk, crafting is very important. You'll need to choose a profession carefully. You can only fully master one profession. This means you will have to make a strategic choice regarding the specialization you want to pursue. Think carefully about your needs and desires before committing to a profession, because once you've chosen, you will have to lock the other professions. This choice could have a significant impact on your progression in the game. If you wish to change your specialization, be aware that it is not free. Switching back your specializations consumes a resource called renewal cubes, which you will need to acquire in the game from NPCs or with a bit of luck by looting them. You keep this in mind before committing to a specialization to avoid making costly changes. Try to anticipate the final build you want at a high level. Another tip as well, to move faster, consider setting aside money to purchase your first mount. Once you reach level 7, you can buy a very useful mount, the Overboard. This vehicle, which costs 250 gold coins, allows you to move faster across the world. It can be purchased from Martin McMichael, a merchant you will find while exploring the early areas of the game. The Overboard is an excellent investment to facilitate your travel and explore the world of Corepunk more efficiently. Reviewing talent points, at each level you earn one talent point that you can allocate in a talent tree specific to your class. These talents allow you to customize your character and enhance their abilities in particular areas such as damage management, defense, or or other special skills. It's important to carefully consider your talent choices, as they will define your role within the group and your playstyle. And take the time to explore the talent tree to choose skills that match your playstyle. Also know that with each level gained, you can spend a point on one of your skills in your action bar. It's actually a bit like a MOBA. There are grayed out skills that need to be unlocked, and then you can enhance them with each level up. It's up to you to decide which skills you want to upgrade first. From a weapon mastery tree, allowing you to improve your combat skills with different weapons. To gain weapon mastery points, you need to consume catalysts that give you experience in using weapons. These catalysts can be obtained in the game and are essential for progressing in this weapon specialization. They can be found randomly in chests, boxes, and bags. Let's review the different zones in the game. Also, there are 3 distinct zones in Corepunk. The green zones are safe areas where PvP is prohibited. If you are killed by a mob, a random unbound item will drop from your inventory. There are also orange zones. These are areas where players can activate player versus player. It's not mandatory. If you get killed by a mob or a player, an unbound random item will drop from your inventory, just like in a green zone. Finally, there are red zones. These are full player versus player areas. If you die, you lose up to 5 unbound random items from your inventory. Additionally, there is a karma system. By performing malicious tasks like rummaging through the house of an NPC without permission, and especially killing other players in the orange zone or low-level players, you will gain karma points. So the higher your karma, the more malevolent you become. With the criminal status, you can lose your weapon and your artifacts if you die. To lose karma and thus become good again, you simply need to kill mobs. Now, I'll finish with a few invaluable tips that I noted down which seem interesting. The spacebar, remember it allows you to jump. It may sound trivial, but it can help you avoid obstacles and save time in your movements. I still see many players taking detours where they could jump directly over obstacles. Gathering resources and crafting are activities that allow you to gain experience. Also, don't hesitate to engage in these tasks. The NPCs may have several pages of items for sale at the top right of the interface, so don't forget to check each page before leaving. You might miss some good deals. Be aware that the maximum level is currently 20, but it will be increased to 40 in future updates, which will will provide you with even more content. Armor is purely cosmetic and does not affect your stats. If you wish to change your appearance, you can do so in the skins tab of your inventory. So this is where all the skins you collected during your adventure are stored. Finally, you can adjust your statistics using your weapons, of course, but also with artifacts that you can insert into your implant bar. This is what really defines the addition of stats, whether it be damage per second, armor, health, and so on. There you go, friends. That concludes my beginner video guide for Corepunk. I hope this guide will help you. Feel free to comment, give a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and let me know what you think. Also, feel free to ask your questions. I'll try to answer them, and especially if you have other tips to share, do it here. I'll see you soon. Thanks for the thumbs up, shares, and subscriptions. Bye everyone. This was Kaz.